I am beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 151, Madden NFL 99. Released in 1998, this game was developed and published by Electronic Arts. Well, here we are once again. More sports, and it's one of the franchises that has survived to this very day. We played Madden Football 64 relatively recently at game 117, and that game absolutely sucked. So it would be really hard to make this one worse. Hey, EA used to not be so bad back then, so I have faith. My highlight of the Madden games was the PS2 and GameCube era. I feel like that's when the physics engine was mastered and they didn't begin to ruin the game yet. I know a lot of people aren't into sports games, but football is my favorite kind of these, so I'm a bit excited. Let's get into it.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
So the way we handle sports games in this challenge is we have to win the main championship for that sport in the quickest way the game allows. For football, that's the Super Bowl, which is only accessible from the season or franchise mode. Guess season it is. At least I can make the quarters 2 minutes in length. My biggest decision of the game was who to play as. I went with the Denver Broncos because they're awesome. John Elway, Rod Smith, Shannon Sharpe, so good. My first game was against the New England Patriots. They had Drew Bledsoe at quarterback. I'm sure he'll go on to have a very successful career with them. Terry Glenn at wide receiver, and the legend Ty Law at defensive back. The Patriots won the toss and opted to receive. Let's get into the highlights. On the first play, Bledsoe completes the out route to Robert Edwards, and Ray Crockett just grabs his face and practically chokeslams him. Well, that's an aggressive start to this game. No penalties, so I guess it was okay. 3rd and 11 now, Patriots looking to save their drive. Drew Bledsoe throws one deep over the middle, and Tyrone Braxton just tackles the guy before it even gets there. I have no idea how there wasn't a pass interference penalty called. The refs are taking a nap. The Patriots were ultimately forced to punt. Now 2nd down, the Broncos looking to get something going. John Elway drops back, but he can't get it out in time. Big sack there by McGinnis. On the very next play, Elway once again can't get the throw off in time. It's almost like he's being controlled by some remote human who doesn't understand how to do it quite yet. Broncos are forced to punt with a lofty 4th and 34. On the return, is that Shannon Sharpe out there on defense? Troy Brown with a big return, just no one can bring him down. Ultimately, he is given the pile driver and brought down just inside the red zone. Great field position for New England. 1st down now in the 2nd quarter, Drew Bledsoe with the play action, just barely defended there by Crockett. What a great animation on that deflection. On the next play, Robert Edwards with the handoff in. Whoop! Makes one man miss. Brought down just inside the 10-yard line. That was my best Chris Berman impression. Let me know how it was. 1st and goal, Bledsoe throws it into the end zone, and it's picked off by Glenn Cadres. The Broncos catch a much-needed break right there. Denver trying to get some offense going now. John Elway throws it deep downfield to number 12. We're not allowed to say his name apparently, and it's caught. 25-yard gain there. Next play, the ball goes downfield, and Shannon Sharpe, one hand catches it without even looking. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. Denver makes it to field goal range, easily makeable for Jason Elam. He's got the accuracy, but completely whiffs it on the distance. No good. We're going into halftime, all tied up, 0-all. First play of the 2nd half, Elway throws a deep route to number 12, and it connects. What a play. Very next play, Elway throws it into double coverage, but Rod Smith somehow comes out with it. Nothing but green in front of him. Touchdown Broncos. They lead 7-0. How does the Patriots secondary let that one get through? Bill Belichick is going to give them an earful when reviewing the film later. Now to the Patriots, it's 3rd and 6. Bledsoe looking to answer, throws a deep bomb downfield to Terry Glenn, who has his man beat. Darian Gordon has no hope of catching him. Touchdown New England. A nice 69-yard pass there. The game's all tied up, 7-all at the end of the 3rd. Right away in the 4th, Elway throws a bomb to Ed McCaffrey, and it actually lands. What a leaping grab there. John Elway tries to repeat his performance with Rod Smith from earlier, but it's nearly picked off. Dodged a bullet there, I'd say. But the next play on 2nd down, they run the exact same play and catch the defense sleeping. Rod Smith brought it down at the 1-yard line. They hand it off to the fullback Howard Griffith, and it's too close to call. However, the refs declined to check the footage. Touchdown Broncos! They take the lead 14-7 with not much time left to go in the game. Desperation time for New England. Bledsoe throws the out route to Glenn, but he's ruled out of bounds. Gotta get 2 feet in there. 4th and 10 now, it's do or die here. Bledsoe drops back, but it's picked off by Steve Atwater. And that's about going to be the dagger that stops the Patriots' dream of winning this one. The Broncos simply ran out the clock as there was nothing New England could do. 2 fantastic teams facing off here in week 1, but only one can win. I expect to see both of these guys in the playoffs. The Broncos take the win 14-7. Well, that sure was exciting. I decided to save my season and test to make sure I could load it later, and I'm sure glad I did this. I think it's a problem with the EverDrive, but I was just unable to load my game. It's like the file was broken. This really sucks. I did not want to risk losing my file when I'm like 15 games into the season, so I decided to change it up and just do the tournament mode. It's basically the playoffs anyway, so whatever. I still decided to just play as the Broncos, and the other teams I just filled out with whoever. So in the first round, I was against the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh snap, maybe Taylor Swift is in attendance. They had Rich Gannon at quarterback, Donnell Bennett at running back, and the legend Tony Gonzalez at tight end. I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and audio. The graphics were a huge step up from Madden Football 64, like monumentally better. The colors were more vibrant and the player models look much crisper. That being said, this one did lag at times. Guess they didn't optimize it too well yet. It doesn't play any music or anything like that during a game, and there's barely any commentary. You very rarely hear Madden say like one sentence, but most of the time it's just silence. You only hear the sounds of the players colliding and the referee whistle. I don't know, it's pretty lacking there. Anyway, I ended up beating the Chiefs 21-14 through the first round. Since I couldn't save, it was kind of high stakes. If I lose, I have to start all over. The game was on all-pro difficulty by default, the second highest one. Now here's something truly baffling. As far as I could tell, there is no way to simulate a match in the tournament mode. In Season, it simulates every game that's not yours. In Tournament? Well, I hope you like watching the computer play against each other. I guess they just forgot to add the feature, I don't know. It really seems like this game was an afterthought compared to the PS1 version. I decided to let my viewers bet their channel points on the outcomes of these games because what else are we supposed to do? Gotta watch it anyway. I suppose I should actually talk a bit about how the game plays, huh? The passing was improved drastically in this over Madden 64. I remember that game feeling like it was completely broken, but in this I feel in control of where the ball goes and catching it myself. Running feels about the same, I'd say. It still didn't feel like the modern Maddens of the PS2 era, but it felt way better than the last game. Play selection was a bit lacking too, I thought. Anyway, the Chargers beat the Bears in a high-scoring affair, 3-0. Next up was the Bills vs. the Buccaneers. I decided I'd create my own commentary, since the game didn't offer any. Emmanuel could go to the 20, to the 10! Touchdown, Emmanuel, Buccaneers! He dunks it over the goalposts. That would be a penalty in the current year, but this is the 90s, folks. We let them do that. The Bills ended up winning this one 10-7. Then the Arizona Cardinals beat the Cincinnati Bengals 10-0 to conclude the first round. For the semifinals, it was the Cardinals versus the Bills. Arizona had Jake Plummer at quarterback, and that's all I really recognize looking at their starters. The Bills were rocking Doug Flutie at quarterback, Eric Moulds and Andre Reed at wide receiver, and Antoine Smith at running back. The Bills ultimately won this matchup 10-7, moving on to the finals. My game in the semifinals was against the San Diego Chargers. They had Craig Wellahan at quarterback? Who the heck is that? Honestly, I don't recognize a single name on this roster other than Junior Seau on defense. They must not have been very good back then. I won this game 14-10 and the Broncos were moving on to the finals. We were up against the Bills and it came down to the wire. I had Jason Elam kicking a 50-yard field goal with 1 second on the clock to take the win. Thankfully, he made it, and that was it. The Denver Broncos had won the tournament that definitely ends in the Super Bowl. The credits are just available at any time in the main menu. I like how they're all wearing football jerseys for this. As far as I could tell, the only cheat codes for this game were to play as specific teams, including the Cleveland Browns, who I didn't even know ever left the NFL. Nothing cool like Big Head mode or anything like that. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating Madden NFL 99. Yeah, I know. Ugh, another sports game. I personally have a bit of fun with the football and basketball ones though. The game improved so much in this edition over the initial one that I didn't have a horrible time with it. Obviously, these sports games were much more fun to play in multiplayer with friends. By yourself, it gets quite repetitive. The addition of franchise mode could have made this a bit interesting by yourself, I imagine though. The graphics were a huge step up, but the silence during games was quite annoying. Definitely still recommend the NFL Blitz series if you want to play football on this console. But I guess if you're weird like me, maybe you'll check this out for some reason. I gave it a 3 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 2.5 out of 10 for difficulty. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Have a sneak peek at the next game. We got 240 on the list. Could be anything. Let's find out together. 3, 2, 1, go! 84! I know it's not Madden. What's that? Oh, we are playing Hydro Thunder! If that's the one from the arcade, I've seen this like 10 trillion times. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. It helps the channel a lot. And if you like this series, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one.